Breaking news rocks the NBA landscape tonight. While other networks recycle the same tired storylines, we've uncovered explosive information that could completely reshape next season's championship race. The Golden State Warriors, seemingly desperate after Klay Thompson's departure, are not surrendering. They're reloading with a potential blockbuster move that nobody saw coming. My sources inside Golden State's front office confirm advanced discussions, with the Portland Trail Blazers centered around dynamic scoring guard Anthony Simons. The $100 million sharpshooter whose explosive offensive arsenal could breathe new life into a Warriors team determined to maximize Stephen Curry's remaining prime years. This isn't just another trade rumor. This is championship-altering news that demands your attention. The proposed deal would send rising talents Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody to Portland in exchange for Simons, signaling Golden State's dramatic shift from patient development to immediate contention. Behind closed doors, Warriors executives recognize the urgency of their situation. Stephen Curry remains an elite force at 37, but his championship window won't stay open forever. This is the most significant directional pivot we've seen from Golden State since acquiring Kevin Durant, revealed one rival executive who requested anonymity. They're essentially admitting their development experiment failed and returning to their roots, surrounding Curry with proven talent who can contribute to winning immediately. When Klay Thompson departed for Dallas last summer, leaving behind 4 championships and countless historic moments, both parties believed the separation would benefit everyone involved. The Warriors could accelerate their youth movement while Thompson would rejuvenate his career alongside Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. 10 months later, that optimistic vision has crumbled into disappointment for all sides. Thompson's Dallas tenure has been characterized by inconsistency and diminishing returns. Despite appearing in 74 games, his most since devastating injuries derailed his prime. The statistical production has been alarming. His 14.1 points per game represents his second lowest output since entering the league, while his trademark shooting efficiency has declined substantially. More troubling than the numbers is the eye test. Thompson appears increasingly uncomfortable in Dallas's offense, which demands more on-ball creation than the movement-based system that maximized his catch-and-shoot brilliance in Golden State. The Mavericks' shocking play-in tournament elimination to Memphis exposed deeper flaws than anyone anticipated. When reporters questioned Thompson about potentially regretting his departure from Golden State, his response, "That's a ridiculous question. I don't believe in looking back," seemed to betray the confidence of his words. League insiders suggest Dallas has already begun exploring trade options for Thompson, recognizing that the experiment has failed while attempting to recoup value before his contract situation becomes problematic. Meanwhile, in San Francisco, the Warriors struggled to replace Thompson's gravitational shooting presence. Despite moments of brilliance from their young core, Golden State's offense frequently stagnated without a reliable secondary scoring threat beside Curry. The spacing that once defined their dynasty disappeared, allowing defenses to collapse on Curry without fear of consistent punishment from elsewhere on the court. Anthony Simons represents precisely what Golden State has lacked since Thompson's departure: a dynamic perimeter scorer who can both complement Curry and carry offensive responsibility when the two-time MVP rests. Coming off a season averaging 19.3 points and 4.8 assists while shooting 36.3% from three-point range, Simons combines microwave scoring ability with developing playmaking skills that would immediately address multiple Warriors' weaknesses. At just 25 years old, Simons occupies the perfect middle ground between Golden State's aging championship core and their developmental projects. His offensive skill set, lightning-quick first step, elite pull-up shooting, and improved decision-making would provide immediate relief for an offense that too often relied exclusively on Curry's brilliance last season. Simons gives Golden State exactly what they've been missing, explained a Western Conference assistant coach who game-planned against both teams last season. He can create his own shot when possessions break down, he thrives in transition, and most importantly, he's young enough to potentially bridge the gap between this era and whatever comes next for the franchise. The financial implications further support Golden State's interest. with substantial luxury tax burdens limiting their flexibility. Acquiring a proven talent like Simons, who remains under contract through 2025 to 26, provides cost certainty during a critical period. His remaining salary, $25.7 million for 2024 to 25 and $27.6 million for 2025 to 26, represents fair market value for his production, particularly as the salary cap continues rising under the new media rights deal. Perhaps most compelling is how Simons' skill profile complements the Warriors' established system. His ability to function both on and off the ball makes him adaptable within Steve Kerr's motion offense, while his developing pick-and-roll mastery provides tactical diversity when the free-flowing attack stalls against elite playoff defenses. Jonathan Kuminga's proposed inclusion reveals volumes about Golden State's internal evaluation of their development timeline. The athletic forward showed tremendous growth last season, averaging 15.3 points while displaying improved shooting and defensive awareness. So why would the Warriors consider moving a 22-year-old with all-star potential who's just scratching his basketball ceiling? The answer lies in a fundamental disconnect between Kuminga's developmental needs and Golden State's competitive timeline. Despite his statistical improvements, Kuminga found himself benched during critical moments last season, including several DNP-CDs in crucial games that dramatically impacted playoff positioning. This pattern exposed an uncomfortable truth. Steve Kerr's system values basketball intuition, off-ball movement, and split-second decision-making, above raw athleticism and scoring ability. When your third leading scorer gets benched in must-win games, that tells you everything about the coach's trust level, noted one former NBA head coach, with experience developing young talent. Kuminga needs touches, minutes, and freedom to develop properly. The Warriors need reliability and system execution to maximize Curry's remaining elite years. Those realities are fundamentally incompatible. This situation mirrors Golden State's previous developmental disappointments with James Wiseman, Moses Moody, and Patrick Baldwin Jr., promising prospects whose growth trajectories didn't align with the organization's competitive urgency. While Kuminga represents their most successful young player development story, his ultimate ceiling likely won't be reached until after Curry's championship window has closed. For Portland, Kuminga represents the athletic wing creator their rebuild desperately needs, someone capable of generating offense through raw physicality while developing alongside their other young talents. Moses Moody similarly offers the Trailblazers high-value shooting, 39.4% from three-point range, on a team-friendly contract, providing perfect spacing for Scoot Henderson's developing playmaking abilities. This potential trade beautifully illustrates the divergent priorities driving NBA front offices. Golden State finds themselves approaching the final act of an all-time dynasty, desperate to maximize whatever elite basketball remains in Stephen Curry's 37-year-old legs. Every decision now filters through a simple question. Does this move increase our championship probability during Curry's remaining prime? Portland occupies the opposite end of the competitive spectrum, methodically rebuilding after trading franchise cornerstone Damian Lillard and focusing on developing young talent for sustainable future success. With Scoot Henderson, Shaedon Sharpe, DeAndre Ayton, and recent draft selection Donovan Clingan already in place, the Trailblazers are constructing a core that aligns developmentally and contractually for simultaneous growth. For Portland, converting Simons, who enters unrestricted free agency after next season, into multiple long-term assets on team-friendly deals represents textbook rebuilding strategy. By acquiring Kuminga and Moody, they secure two proven young talents who complement their existing pieces while maintaining future financial flexibility. This approach mirrors how they originally built around Lillard and CJ McCollum, patiently developing complementary pieces before pursuing veteran additions when their competitive window opened. Golden State's calculation is equally clear. Stephen Curry's transcendent brilliance deserves every possible chance at additional championships. While developing young talent represented an admirable organizational goal, the practical reality of championship basketball demands proven production in high-leverage moments. Simons provides that immediately, potentially elevating Golden State. back into legitimate contention alongside Denver, Minnesota, and Oklahoma City in the ultra-competitive Western Conference. Every significant NBA trade represents a gamble, a complex calculation of risk versus reward across multiple timelines. For Golden State, this potential deal asks whether Anthony Simons' immediate impact outweighs Jonathan Kuminga's long-term potential. For Portland, it questions whether two promising young players offer more franchise value than one established scorer approaching free agency.